It is 2026, and the way we make videos is changing because of AI. You no longer need to start every explainer video inside a blank timeline. You can describe the video, let an AI coding assistant help you build the first version, and then refine it like a director. The tool we will use is Remotion. Think of Remotion as a code-based video editor for React. Instead of dragging clips around, you create scenes with components, frames, animation, audio, and code. Then, we will bring in Claude Code, an AI coding assistant, to help scaffold the project and make edits faster. Today, I am going to show you what Remotion is, how the motion works, and how to use Claude Code strategically without losing creative control. Today, I am going to show you how to make a simple motion video using Remotion. Remotion is a framework for building videos with React. Every animation, every transition, every frame written in code. Instead of dragging clips around on a timeline, you write components. Instead of keyframing inside After Effects, you describe motion with math. The whole video is just a function of time. By the end of this video, we will have built an animated title card from scratch, a clean fade in, a slide up, a real spring bounce, and a fully synchronized voiceover. We will write actual Remotion code together, watch it render in real time, and walk away with a working clip you can ship. So let us start with the obvious question. What is Remotion, really? Remotion turns React into a video framework. Every video you make is called a composition. You give it an ID, a duration in frames, a frame rate, a width in pixels, and a height in pixels. Then you point it at a React component, and that component becomes your video. The trick is this. Your component re-renders for every single frame. At 30 frames per second, a 5-second video is 150 separate renders. Inside the component, you call a hook named useCurrentFrame, and Remotion tells you which frame it is right now. Frame 0, frame 1, frame 2, all the way up to the end. Once you know the frame number, you can drive any visual property from it. Opacity, position, rotation, color, or scale. Anything you can express in CSS, you can animate. That is the entire mental model. Frame in, pixels out. The first tool you will reach for is Interpolate. Interpolate takes the current frame, an input range, and an output range and gives you a smoothly mapped value. Watch this. Frame 0 to frame 30. Opacity 0 to 1. That is a 1-second fade in, just one line. Now add a second interpolate call on Translate Y. Frame 0 to 30, value 40 pixels down to 0. And now the title slides up smoothly while it fades. 2 lines of code. A real animation. By default, Interpolate keeps going past your range, which means after frame 30, your opacity climbs above 1 and the value flies off into space. Set Extrapolate Left and Extrapolate Right to clamp, and your animation freezes neatly at the edges. This is 90% of the motion design you will ever do. Interpolate the frame to a property with clamping. Remember that pattern. For motion that feels alive, swap Interpolate for Spring. Spring takes the frames per second, and a config object with 3 knobs, damping, stiffness, and mass. It returns a value that overshoots, settles, and behaves like a real physical object on a real spring. Lower damping gives you bouncier landings. Higher mass makes things feel heavier and slower. This is the difference between a lifeless tween and real motion design. Weight, momentum, that tiny overshoot at the end. You can even pipe a spring straight into another interpolate to map its 0 to 1 progress onto any range you want. The pattern is simple. Call spring to get progress, then interpolate progress into pixels, opacity, or rotation. Suddenly, your title does not just fade in, it bounces in. Your card does not just appear, it lands with weight. To play different things at different times, wrap them in a sequence component. Sequence takes a from prop, the starting frame, and reveals its children at that point in the timeline. Stack 3 sequences with different from values, and you have a 3-act story. Drop in an audio component pointing at a static file, and Remotion locks the soundtrack to the timeline automatically. No drift, no manual sync ever. When you are ready to ship the video, run npm run render in your terminal. Remotion launches a headless Chromium, captures every single frame, and stitches them together with FFmpeg into a single MP4 file. No timeline scrubbing, no keyframing, just code. That is the whole loop. Write a component, Preview it live in the Remotion studio. Render it to a file. The rest is pure craft. Now go build something. Let us recap. Remotion is React for video. A composition wraps your component. Use current frame gives you the timeline. Interpolate maps the frame to any property you want. Spring adds physical weight. Sequence orchestrates time. Audio stays locked. And npm run render ships the final MP4. 5 primitives, infinite videos. The best part is that everything you already know about React, components, props, state, layouts, design tokens, all of it works inside Remotion. So go open the studio, write your first composition, and ship something this week. And if this was useful, subscribe. A new Motion tutorial drops every week. See you in the next video.